I made a video on my channel last year of the journey that Kanye West went through from when he was making Yandhi to when it morphed into Jesus is King. Now with his forthcoming album titled Donda with Child coming in the near future, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna start this video off on November 19th, 2019, when Kanye went up to Joel Osteen's church to speak on a myriad of things. One of which was him speaking on how the devil stole all the best producers, all the best rappers, all the best writers, etc., and took them to work for him. And Kanye says that's now going to change.
It's like the devil stole all the good producers. The devil stole all the good musicians, all the good artists, all the good designers, all the good business people, and said, you got to come over and work for me. And now the trend, the shift is going to change. Jesus has won the victory.
He was then asked what he would say to the younger Kanye. And Kanye responded by saying there's nothing he can say to him through words, but just through music. And he said he's going to bring all these people that he mentioned, the artists, the writers, the dancers, the singers, and the producers, and bring them to come work for God.
You know, it's nothing that the younger Kanye, it's nothing I could say to the younger Kanye through words. I could speak to the younger Kanye through music. So we on they neck. This music don't come every month. We dropping that heat. We in the studio. God is strengthening our hands. We have writers. We have producers. We taking all the most fire producers and bringing them back to God. All the best voices, all the best dancers, all the worship.
The next day, December 18th, 2019, Kanye revealed part of what he was talking about, tweeting out, Ye and Dre, Jesus King Part 2 coming soon, with a picture of them in the studio. He didn't specify exactly what Dre's involvement was at the time, but this is part of what he meant with bringing the producers. On November 24th, 2019, a student at Cody High School made a post about Kanye and his choir coming to their school for rehearsals of his upcoming Nebuchadnezzar opera. He said they gave them a concert and performance and played them some of his new music. On November 27th, 2019, TMZ caught up with Ronnie J, who produced some songs on the first Jesus King, and asked him if the second Jesus King was actually coming, and asked him what Dre's involvement was. And he said that Dre is working on additional songs, which I'm guessing means the songs that didn't make the cut for the first Jesus King.
You worked on Jesus is King with Kanye.
Yeah, for sure.
Now everyone's wondering, he posted that picture with Dre and said Jesus is King. You know, that social media went crazy for that.
Yeah.
Is he working with Dre? Like, is that really happening?
To be honest, I'm working with Dr. Dre.
You're working with him.
Nah, but nah. Honestly, like, shout out Ye, because we definitely got some shit on the way. Me, Dr. Dre, and Kanye.
You, Dr. Dre, and Kanye actually have music coming out.
Yeah.
Is it Jesus is King too, or what is it?
It's something special, something a little extra for the fans, you know.
So you guys were up in Montana working on that or whatnot?
Wyoming.
Oh, Wyoming. Yeah, my bad. Wyoming. Wow. Now, is it gonna be another gospel album?
Yeah. I was just in Wyoming working on it like last week. So yeah.
You, Dre, and Kanye.
Nah, Dre wasn't there this time around.
But Dre's working on the Jesus to King.
Dre's working on like some additional work from Jesus King. You know Kanye.
Oh wow, right. That's what's up.
Yeah.
How far off is from Kanye being a pastor? You know, how soon will we see? Is he really gonna go all out?
I can't really give a time limit on that, bro. You know, but Kanye is for sure changing his life, and you know all that is real, bro.
Wow.
So just to let the world know.
Does he preach to you guys, like producers and all that, like God's word?
He's not like a preachy type of person,
right?
But Jesus is King. So.
On December 1st, 2019, Kanye and his Sunday Service Choir performed in Linwood, California. While there, he revealed what Dr. Dre was doing on his part for Jesus King, which is mixing his album. He said he spent his whole career trying to get his songs to be mixed as good as Dr. Dre, and now that he's making music in service to God, he got his wish.
I used to spend all my time trying to make my beats be mixed as good as and Dr. Dre. Who knew all I had to do was do an album for God and then Dr. Dre would start mixing my music? Spend your time on God. And he'll handle the rest.
So speaking of old songs, in the first tracklist that Kim K posted for Jesus is King, there were originally 12 songs, 5 of which made the album. Those are Selah, God Is, Hands On, Water, and I'm gonna assume Sunday Is, Closed on Sunday. So if these other songs truly exist, that means we're still waiting on Glade, Garden, Baptized, Sierra Canyon, Wake the Dead, Through the Valley, and Sweet Jesus. Also, the second track list that Kim K posted had 3 songs that didn't make the album. Up From the Ashes, featuring Sean Leon, LA Monster, and New Body, which was supposed to feature Ty Dolla $ign and Nicki, but last I heard, Kanye kept trying to get her to change her verses in the first place when it was still an explicit song. Now he wants her to do it yet again now that he wants it to be a gospel song. So she says she doesn't know what he's going to do with it. So continuing with the songs that didn't make the first Jesus is King. On October 10th, 2019, Kanye and Swizz Beatz and Sci-Hi and Boo Convict were all in Wyoming. And Swizz posted this to his IG story saying they were back in album mode and he feels like they made a classic. Now, if you check the credits for Jesus is King, Swizz wasn't on any of them, so this could be for Jesus is King, too. On October 24th, 2019, a day before the release of Jesus is King, Kanye sat down for an interview with Zane Lowe, and Zane Lowe asked him about how it was working with No Malice and getting him on the album. And Kanye mentioned that he had sent over a song idea for a song they got with Victory Boyd called Glory, which is not on Jesus is King. So we'll see where that ends up.
I remember No Malice being like, I'm gonna write you a rap for this. You gonna rap on this. He said, I'm gonna write you a rap. He didn't say you gonna rap on it as a paraphrase. He said, I'm gonna write a rap for it.
And he must have been he must have been euphoric at the idea of you being able to identify with what he had established for himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He just sent a verse over right now, the second verse for this song I'm playing you with Victory on it. Song called Glory. He just sent over a second verse idea. So, yeah, as you see, we're finishing verses tonight. And still writing new stuff.
On December 15th, 2019, Kanye West and Jay-Z reunited at Diddy's 50th birthday party. Didn't really have anything to do with Jesus King, as far as I know, but just wanted to throw that out there. And also, there was a lawsuit against them with Kanye saying he felt like he was owed money for his role in Jay-Z's streaming app Tidal. And there have been reports now that the lawsuit is settled and they're back on good terms. And he had an opera for Tidal, which Jay-Z owns, so I don't know. We'll see. On December 19th, 2019, a fan posted up pictures and videos of him with Kanye and Tyler the Creator in Cody, Wyoming, which, is Kanye's new home and recording place. I'm not saying that automatically means they're making music, but come on, On December 27th, 2019, it was reported that Kanye's legal battle with EMI over his publishing had reopened. The battle has been going on for over a year now. They were initially trying to come to a consensus out of court. On January 15th, 2020, it was reported that Kanye and EMI had reached an agreement in principle resolving all issues. The case will be officially closed on February 14th, 2020. Now, it doesn't say if he's out of the deal or if they restructured the deal or what, but hopefully this just means a better outcome for the release of his new music. On January 12th, 2020, pictures and videos, with no sound of course, were posted up with Boo Convict and Ant Clemens with the caption, "Me and Ye back in the stew, new album on the way." In January 2020, Sean Leon, who was a rapper that worked with Kanye on the first Jesus is King, posted to his IG story, "Yeezy, Dr. Dre, Sean Leon, soon." What he's most likely referring to is his feature on the song Up From the Ashes, which was originally supposed to be on Jesus King but didn't make the cut. A new snippet was also teased of the song that now features production from Dr. Dre. It samples the song Computer Love by Zapp featuring Charlie Wilson, who Kanye is a frequent collaborator of, and Shirley Murdoch. On January 17th, 2020, Consequence posted up a photo in the studio with Dr. Dre and Larry Jackson, who both have ties to Apple Music. Talib Kweli and Kanye are two frequent collaborators that have been working together since near the beginning of both of their careers. Over the past few years, Talib has been very critical of Kanye when talking about him, more specifically when being interviewed by Vlad TV and on Twitter. Back in 2019, he revealed that he might have been a part of the 7-song album collective that Kanye dropped in summer 2018, but due to Kanye's affiliations with Candace Owens, their relationship soured. He also implied that Kanye never really knew what he was talking about when it came to religion, and that he should just stop talking about politics. On January 21st, 2020, Talib Kweli posted up a picture of Boo Convict, himself, Kanye, rapper-producer 88 Keys, and Don C. He captioned the photo thanking 88 Keys for facilitating the good conversations they had. This is the usual story that happens. Someone who's supposed to be his friend or his peer or his family will diss him publicly. He won't say anything. Days, weeks, months, years later, they'll all of a sudden connect and say how it's all love and they just need to talk, and you know how it goes. On January 21st, 2020, Consequence went up to Sway in the Morning and got on IG Live. While there, he discussed some information on Jesus King 2.
Yo, the Dre joint, that's Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely Watch the Throne level. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like as far as like, especially with what I believe what people's expectations are, and what that headline and what that billing reads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know,
what does that billing read to you, Dr. Dre and Kanye? What does that read?
I mean, that has to be probably one of the most incredible projects of the year, if not the best project of the year. You know what I'm saying? So, and I mean, you know, so for me, I would want to make sure that it is. You know what I'm saying?
Not sure if he was even supposed to do this. I'm going to assume not. But on January 22nd, 2020, Consequence got on IG Live again and previewed one of the songs from Jesus King 2, which is presumed to be Wake the Dead. On January 26, 2020, Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, along with 7 other people, died in a helicopter crash. Later on that night, Kanye held a special Sunday service in tribute to Kobe. They performed a gospel version of Nas's song Everything from the Kanye-produced album, Nasir. Chance performed a somber version of his verse from Ultralight Beam, where at one point he got choked up and had to restart it from the beginning. Kanye also spit a couple of freestyles, similar to the way he did when he was freestyling in Uganda in 2018. Here are some clips.
When they come for you, I will shield your name. I will field their questions. I will feel your pain. No one can judge, yeah. They don't know. Foot on the devil's neck till it drifted Pangea. Moving on my family from Chatham to Zambia. Treat the demons just like bam. I mean, I mess with your friends, but damn, Gina. When they come for you, I will shield your name. I will field their questions. I will feel your pain. They were hitting on just on the freeway, and I just broke down. shoot it from where you are. Remember that you a star. You gotta do more. You gotta go hard. And Cody was here, he made me grab the mic. If Cody was here, he here tonight. He here tonight. Yeah. That real, no imitation. That real, no limitations. That real. That real. That real. You feel? You feel? I remember this one story in all its glory, and the reason why we can't put him in any category other than the top, other than the highest, other than the flyest, to be admired. Why it's so hard to hear it, the spirit.
On January 31st, 2020, BOOGZ the Beast, who was a Good Music producer and was heavily involved in the 5 albums that Good Music put out in summer 2018, and Yandhi and Jesus is King, posted up a picture in the studio with Dr. Dre. Back in 2019, Kanye had denounced all his past secular music throughout his career. He said he'll still play the beat, but he's not performing any of those songs anymore in their totality. If he is, he's only changing it up so that it turns into a gospel song. Luckily for him, a majority of his songs are very quote-unquote Christ-like, so a lot of them will be easier to change than others. Back in 2019, Kanye made a special appearance at Travis Scott's Astroworld concert. He performed his song Follow God from Jesus is King, but when Can't Tell Me Nothing came on, he sang the first few lines, I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I woke I spent that on a necklace. But then he put the mic down until the verse was over, and then he picked it back up saying, you can't tell me nothing. So I'm not sure if he didn't perform it because he forgot the lyrics or he couldn't think of if it was quote-unquote secular or not. Or maybe he was just waiting for his time where he can redo some of the lyrics and perform it at a Sunday service. On February 2nd, 2020, Kanye and the Sunday Service Collective performed in Miami Super Bowl weekend. They performed songs like With Your Light Beams, Selah, Every Hour, Water, Follow God, Father Stretch My Hands. They also did a gospel version of New Level by Future and A$AP Ferg, All Day, Black Skinhead. What was most impressive to me was he finally did Can't Tell Me Nothing and changed up the hook a little bit. But after that, he did a speech about people saying how you'll fall off if you follow God, and also reiterating his point about how the devil stole all the best people in the industry, moved them out to New York and LA, chasing accolades and idols, amongst other things, and then he spit a freestyle. Here's the clip.
I had
could buy my way to heaven. When I woke, I spent that on a necklace. I told God I'll be back in a second. Man, it's so hard not to act reckless. To whom much is given, much is tested. Get arrested, guess until we get the message. I feel the pressure under more scrutiny. And what I do, bought more jewelry, more Louis V. My mama couldn't get through to me. The drama, people suing me. I'm on TV talking like it's just you and me. I'm just saying how I feel, man. I ain't one of the Cosby's, I ain't go to heel, man. I guess the money should have changed them. I finally came back to where I came from.
Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Accept and receive eternal life.
They can't tell me nothing. They can't tell me nothing. They can't tell me nothing. They can't tell me nothing.
Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Accept and receive eternal life.
They can't tell me nothing. 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 See, the devil will make you think if you follow God, you finna fall off. We put these tickets on sale in the morning, and they sold out in the morning. No, I'm saying I'll be in the studio, people be coming to me like, man, you better not do this. And then they'll play songs, it's all like, I was with this girl, I did this girl, all that type of, basically saying like, look, if you follow God, you finna fall off. That Jesus King, #1, 3 weeks, that Jesus born. But not just that, finding that peace inside you, not just the numbers. God using us to show off, to show God is better than the devil. The devil took all the producers, the musicians, the designers, moved us all out to Hollywood, moved us all out to New York, chasing gold statues. Literally signing a contract and selling our souls. They got contracts out there that say, you can't say Jesus. When we was working on this album, people used to be coming over the studio just to say Jesus as loud as they wanted to. You can say Jesus in your studio. You see, I'm like one of them. I'm like a 19-star Michelin chef. The way I cook up, you know what I'm saying? But if the devil had you serving 8 restaurants at one time, it might drive you crazy. And one of them restaurants could be your own ego. One of them restaurants could be public opinion. One of them restaurants could be legacy. One of them restaurants could be fame. One of them restaurants could be money. But it's only one restaurant we serving for tonight. And I say it tonight because I be in the future sometimes. And that's God's restaurant, where everybody coming in service to God. And he bringing it back 10-fold, 100-fold, 1,000,000-fold, blessings untold, blessings harder than gold, stronger than a gold. I return my soul to the one that told me, the one that owns me, the ones that shows me. And that's what God showed me. The devil controlled me, but he can't hold me, because God done told me, and life has shown me that God is the only, the real, not the phony. The phony would clone me, but just watch how they cloned me. And look at me, told me, I'm here with my homies, I'm here with my families, I don't need a Grammy, I'm back in the building, I'm here with my children. You know it's a feeling, you know it's a feeling, you know it's a feeling. Yeah, that's my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And that's why they can't tell me nothing.
Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Accept and receive eternal life.
They can't tell us nothing. They can't tell us nothing. They can't tell us nothing. They can't tell us nothing.
On February 8th, 2020, Sean Leon posted a picture to his IG story with the caption, 2 more weeks, and above it was a blushing emoji with a crown on top of his head, so you know, Jesus is king. In March 2020, Boo Convict posted up a picture of Swizz Beatz to his IG story with the caption, I had to come drag my brother out the studio. He'd been locked in for 48 hours. As I stated before, Boo Convict is with Kanye a lot and is working on his album. And also Kanye was seen working with Swizz a while ago, so we'll see. On March 8th, 2020, John Monopoly, who is Kanye's former manager, posted up a pic from Sunday service with the caption, Me, Chase, Hip Hop, Ye, Reg, Westside, Conway, and Benny. Get ready. Not sure what's going to come from this, but WESTSIDE Gunn is obviously a fan since he shouts out the Yeezys in a lot of his songs. And Pusha T has a song with Benny the Butcher. And the whole Griselda collective have been trying to get their name out there a lot more lately, so we'll see where this goes. A couple days later, on March 12th, 2020, some of the Griselda members were again seen with Kanye. WESTSIDE Gunn posted up a picture on the PJ with Kanye and Reggie Knows. Then posted up a pic of him, Kanye, Conway, and Mobb Deep member Havoc posted up in Wyoming. Conway also put a video of them in Wyoming on his IG story.
Yeah, I gotta send this up.
That same day, Lucky 7, who was a rapper / producer from Buffalo, New York, which is where Griselda is also from, who also has a Conway feature from a project he put out in late 2019, tweeted saying, I just hit up Conway. This dude is in Wyoming with Ye, cooking up new shit. If y'all came from Buffalo, you would understand how surreal this shit is. So that could mean he's cooking up new shit for them, for their new project, or it's for Jesus is King too. We'll see. Either way, new shit on the way. On March 23rd, 2020, during an Ask Me Anything session, Pusha T revealed that he was originally supposed to meet up with Kanye and finish on Kanye's album on March 16th. But around that time, the was starting to get bigger, so that stopped their plans.
Yo, what's Kanye be up to, man? He's been quiet.
We were cooking. We were just cooking not too long ago before, before all of this. But he's he's cooking. I was where was we at? Matter of fact, we were supposed to get together and finish working on his project as well. But that the flights and all of that stuff, it sort of slowed down by then, right. Which was, I think that was like the 16th is when we were supposed to start.
Oh, yep, just as things were really getting in motion.
Yeah.
On March 24th, 2020, a digital interview that Kanye did with the Washington Street Journal was published, and in it says that Kanye mentioned he was preparing to record a new album in Mexico this spring. Now, does spring mean March? I don't know. It definitely means April and or May, and with all this corona stuff going on, I assume that's not happening anymore. When will they keep working on it? Where will it be recorded at? When will it be finished? When will it come out?
With my auto-tune.
On April 3rd, 2020, WESTSIDE GUNN did an interview with Elliott Wilson on IG Live, where he discussed going to Kanye's Sunday service and also confirmed that he was working on Kanye's album. He said they were supposed to go work in Cabo, but just like what happened with Pusha T, the coronavirus stuff hit before they had a chance to go. But he said he's heard Kanye's new album, he said it's dope, and he said once this all blows over, they're going to start working again.
And then he said, y'all hit up that Sunday service, man? Talk about that.
Nah, that shit amazing, man. You gotta see that. You gotta see that for the at least one time, you know what I'm saying, in your life. You know what I mean? Like, that shit speak to you when you in there. Even if you're not a Christian, you know what I'm saying? Just like the vibe in there is just, it's amazing, man. And like, that's the illest choir I ever heard, I'm not gonna lie. And the atmosphere is dope, great vibes. And you know, Ye is Ye, man. Like, that was, you know, I just talked to Ye yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie. You know what I mean? Like, ever since that day, we talk every other day. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping in touch with each other, making sure each other health good. You know what I'm saying? I might have an idea and I send it to him and, you know, just shit like that. So, you know, I went to Wyoming as well. You know what I'm saying? So after the Sunday service, I ended up going to Wyoming. He was going to go to Cabo. And then he like, no, let's go to Wyoming and then go to Cabo. But, you know, once we went to Wyoming, we fucking took the PJ back to LA and then all this shit happened. You know what I mean? So it's just like he with his fam, I'm with mine. And then we never went to Cabo, but so we just stay in touch and, you know, we just building, man. You know what I mean? So me and Ye, we about to be working. You know, it's wild, you know, he not doing no swearing or nothing on records no more. All that shit is true. Yeah. I heard the new project that nobody heard. Crazy. It's crazy though. Like, much respect to Ye. It's even though he not cursing, it still sound dope. The production is still crazy. And people will still love it. You know what I'm saying? Even without that. And it's just hard because it's like, you know, I'll be on my shoot 'em up bang bang shit, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, he total opposite, but it's gonna work out. Like, he done already played production he want me on. And like I said, we was gonna go to Cabo and start working and all this shit happened. So it's like, you know, once this shit died down, you know, shit'll pick back up, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get right back to working.
So, when will Kanye and WESTSIDE GUNN go to Cabo? What song will he get WESTSIDE GUNN on? Will he let him say boo 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 boo? When will it come out?
With my auto-tune.
On April 15th, 2020, a GQ magazine interview with Kanye was released. The interview took place on January 29th and 30th, and in it, Kanye discussed some new songs. The interviewer said he heard some of Kanye's new songs, which came from a playlist of 54 tracks. One track where he says Kanye told the engineer to give him a 2-minute loop. He called the song Superman. He said some of the songs are mellow and sweet, with singing and soulful samples, but he notes specifically a song called Washed in the Blood, which was a song that was in a set list for Kanye's Nebuchadnezzar concert in 2019. He said it has hard-hitting drums like Yeezus with industrial horror noises, and he showed some of the lyrics. It says, wash us in the blood, whole life selling drugs, wash us in the blood, Holy Spirit come down, Holy Spirit we need you now. Also about talking about how he doesn't like the word ambitious, he spit some more lines from one of the songs on the new album. He says, I made it back from addiction, I beat the predictions, brought real to the fictions. Here's a snippet of the song that was posted back in February 2020 by the producer 808 Mello. On April 18th, 2020, Boo Convict posted up this video on his IG with Kanye vibing to some music. The video was muted, of course, but hey, they working. Back in February 2020, producer KEYON, who made the FML beat from The Life of Pablo and from the infamous leaked Kanye song, Can You Be, posted up a screenshot to his IG story, pretty much letting everybody know he was probably about to be working with Kanye again. Then about 2 months later, KEYON posted up another pic to his IG story. It's most likely Wyoming, and he put the caption, Where am I? Which is what people usually say when Kanye flies them out to Wyoming. they get all mystified and don't know where they are anymore. Obviously, from all the leaks, Kanye always makes a bunch of songs that never actually come out, so we'll see if anything comes from this. But if you like the beat from FML, you'll know we probably need this collab to happen. We'll see what happens though. On May 13th, 2020, Boo Convict posted up a pic to his IG story, obviously hinting that he's in Wyoming. Then, sometime later, Tessa Mathias, who did the cover art for Jesus King, also posted up a pic on her IG story, confirming she's in Wyoming. Could be something, could be nothing. But if she worked with him on the first Jesus King, and now he's doing Jesus King 2, I don't know. We'll see. On May 16th, 2020, a man by the name of KACCYPLUTO, who is one of Boo Convict's artists, made a post on Facebook saying, "Life crazy. I'm working with Travis and Ye." It should be noted that about 4 days earlier, Travis posted up a pic of the snowy mountains on his Instagram. Usually a signature picture for someone notifying you that they're in Wyoming. So we'll see where this goes. On May 18th, 2020, producer Mike Dean did an interview with Vice, where he mentions that he hasn't seen Kanye since the Jesus King album, and he doesn't know where he's at right now, and he's interested to see where he's at. Now, does that mean they haven't talked? Does that mean Kanye hasn't had him produce stuff yet? Or is he just saying he literally hasn't seen him, like they haven't been face to face? I don't know. Doesn't sound good though. We'll see. Some good news though. On May 19th, 2020, AngelBoyd, who was in the group Infinity Song, two of those siblings, whose names is Momo and Victory, worked on the first Jesus King, posted a pic to her IG story saying she was headed back to Wyoming. I'm gonna assume her sisters are with her, but even so, it looks like they're filming some kind of music video or something. So, once again, we'll see. Alright, here we go. So back in September 2019, Kanye hosted a Sunday service in Cody, Wyoming. It also mentioned that during the Sunday service, a man by the name of Jason White, who I guess is the Sunday service group's director or orchestrator, whatever you want to call it, he called Wyoming God's country. Flash forward to May 21st, 2020, a cinematographer by the name of Arthur Jaffa did an interview and mentioned that he was filming a music video for Kanye that is supposedly supposed to be out in the next week.
You know, I've been really, really busy, like working a lot. Strangely enough, you know, like working a lot. I've been working on this video with Kanye West, so which is it's supposed to come out like in the next next Friday, I think. So.
Yeah, already. So
yeah.
Tell me about your video. Is that related to the music he's doing for the Sunday service, or is it not at all?
No. It's from his new record. It's called God's Country, and this will be like the first single, I guess, off of it. So I don't know if I'm supposed to not be announcing it or whatever. I may just be spilling the beans, but yeah. So no, it's from a new record that's forthcoming. I don't know when the album is coming out, but with the single, I think maybe sometime next week. Maybe, it's not sure. It's not definite.
So the guy made it a little bit confusing by using the word record, because he said it's from a new record. Then he said he doesn't know when the album is coming out, but he said it's a single, supposed to be out in the next week. So is the album called God's Country? Is the song called God's Country? I'm assuming it's the song that's called God's Country. It could be the album too, but we'll see. On May 27th, 2020, Victory Boy posted a picture to her IG story with the caption, "May the lyrics I write today be my protest. Hashtag God's Country." The part about her lyrics being a protest is in response to the murder of George Floyd by a police officer, which she posted about before posting this picture about God's Country. So still, I don't know what we're in for this new album or song, but it's looking promising. On June 4th, 2020, it was reported that Kanye donated $2 million partially to the family of Ahmaud Arbery, who, according to reports at the moment, said that he was going for a jog and decided to enter a house that was still being constructed on. 2 white men spied him coming out and allegedly thought he was a robber. So the guys called the police on him, but at the same time decided they wanted to take the law into their own hands and follow and possibly detain him, which after the confrontation happened, they ended up shooting and killing him. Also, Breonna Taylor, who, as the story goes, was shot 8 times after a judge issued a warrant for police officers to enter her home without identifying themselves, which led to a confrontation with her boyfriend, who thought they were home intruders. So he shot at them, they shot back, and she died in the process. By the way, I'm just giving you the quick notes of both of these deaths. If you're interested, you can go look all this information up yourself and decide what was right and what was wrong. But a rep from Kanye says he's going to be paying for both of their legal costs. Also, as I mentioned earlier, George Floyd, who was killed by a police officer who kneeled on his neck even after he had obviously already passed out unconscious, while he repeatedly told the officer that he couldn't breathe and was ignored, while multiple of his other fellow officers just stood there and said nothing. They've all just been charged, by the way, and all of their bonds are each separately set at $750,000. Kanye will be paying for his 6-year-old daughter's future college funds and also donating to several black businesses around Chicago and nationwide that have been impacted from all the looting from the protests and the riots. That same day, Kanye flew into Chicago to join one of the protest rallies. He was also joined by Boo Convict and his cousin, Tony Williams. He was trying to stay low-key, but of course a lot of the cameras were on him, and they were trying to get the camera crew to focus on the kids. Here are some clips.
We need everybody. I said mic check.
Hey, cover the young people, y'all. Cover the young people. Cover the young people.
Alright, now back to the music. Also that same day, KACCYPLUTO, who I brought up earlier, tweeted out, "Ye brings a different sound out of people," which is a usual thing that artists who work with him say. Now, of course, he didn't specify if he's talking about himself or if he just saw another artist working with Kanye or what. But his next tweet said, "Albums on the way. I've been very busy. Thank you, God." And he capitalized the S. So I don't know if that means he has multiple albums or if he's saying he's on multiple albums or what, but we'll see. On June 5th, 2020, Nicki Minaj was on IG Live and a bunch of people were asking her about the song New Body, which was Kanye's song featuring her and Ty Dolla $ign that was supposed to come out on Yandhi, but Kanye scrapped that version and made a new gospel version that he ended up leaving off of Jesus King. Had the Yandhi version of the song come out, it would have been a smash hit, so I can see why fans are still asking her about it and why she's going to try to ask Kanye for the song again. She also reveals that they had originally filmed a whole music video for the song. This didn't have anything to do with God's Country, but I highly doubt he'll let her have the song, even though Teyana Taylor just released a song that had production from him, which a lot of people were wondering about if he was still going to produce for other people who weren't doing gospel music. Now, Teyana Taylor's song was an inspirational song and a tribute for the 2020 graduates, but at this point, I'm not sure if he want a song with the subject matter that New Body has to come out since he had a hand in it, but we'll see. On June 10th, 2020, an interview was released with Kanye West and Pharrell Williams, where they talked about a bunch of things, music-wise, and everything going on in this current state of things. I'm not sure exactly when the interview was had, but it was somewhat recent, I'm sure. One of the things they mentioned was Stevie Wonder trying to get into contact with Kanye. Not sure if it's for a musical reason or just to talk, but there's that. He also talks about a conversation he had with his manager, Boo Convict, who is African, by the way. And he said he had started a sentence saying, "When you're poor in Africa," and Boo stopped him and said, "You're better off there than in America, because if you're in Africa, your community won't let you go hungry," referencing the pandemic that's going on now. And Kanye says that's the mentality that he thinks we should be having moving forward after the pandemic is over. So I'm sure this interview was done in the past month or so, probably around May or June. I'm pretty sure it was before all the riots and all the protesting and all the stuff I just mentioned in the clip before this. So I'm wondering now how Kanye is going to react to all the stuff that's going on now, next time he actually decides to speak on it. It's about to be a crazy year. We're only 6 months in, 6 months left to go. And lastly, he confirms that Travis was in Wyoming. He says Kylie's there too. They could be working on music, could be not. Just some info. That same day, a pic was posted up with Kanye and Dame Dash in Wyoming. Again, could be something, could be nothing, probably something. We'll see. On June 16th, 2020, Kanye hosted a birthday celebration for his daughter, Northwest. Kourtney Kardashian was also there, and while there she took a video. She captioned it, Earth, Air, Fire, Water, which is something that Kanye was talking about in an interview back in November 2019, about how God gave us all these elements, and we can use them to our will. The actual video was a fire pit, the lake, the campground, and the sky with fireworks. And playing in the background was an opera song. It was revealed to be one of the songs that Kanye had the opera perform at his Nebuchadnezzar play. It's kind of starting to look like a lot of the songs that are being used for the album come from the Nebuchadnezzar play. Here's a clip. On June 17th, 2020, Travis Scott posted up a pic of him in Wyoming. Obviously, you know, they're all family, and it was Northwest's birthday, so it could have just been for that, but yeah, you know. Also, Consequence, who was a longtime Kanye collaborator, along with his son, made it known that he was also in Wyoming. You know, they're cool, so it could have just been for Northwest's birthday, but, you know. On March 7th, 2020, Royce da 5'9" sat down with Hip Hop DX for an interview, during which he told his story of the first time he met Kanye, right before he blew up with College Dropout, and how Kanye had sent him a song that got leaked. And he said he heard that Kanye was upset that the song got leaked because it lost him some money. So allegedly, Kanye decided he didn't want to deal with Royce anymore after that. Here's some clips.
Another legendary producer that you worked with early on was Ye, and I re-listened to the song you guys had. It actually held up. Like, it sounds like a classic.
Heartbeat?
Yeah, Heartbeat.
See, I didn't get a chance to work with him though. See,
No,
that's
yeah.
where I think the jewel is at. I think the jewel is like getting it in the studio with him. I didn't get an opportunity to do that. He just sent me those beats. You know what I mean? And I picked out one and I wrote something to it. I'm not even sure if he even heard what I did to it. You know what I mean? Because I want to say right around that time, he just took off. We went from we were talking on the phone all the time. We went from talking on the phone all the time to boom, he took on a new form. He took on a new form and just turned into a totally different guy. And I didn't see him again until years later. And when I seen him years later, I don't even know if he remembered me from back then the same way. I'm not sure. I would have had to ask him, like, yo, do you remember me? You used to be on the phone? Like, I didn't want to do that, you know what I mean? But
what were Kanye conversations like on the phone at that time?
They're real regular. Like, you know, a lot of the stories that like Dave Chappelle told and Kweli told, amazing stories because they're funny. I just didn't have that kind of experience with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was real quiet, cool. I remember us walking somewhere. We were walking somewhere in Miami outside. We were walking. I don't remember where we were going. And then after that, we spoke on the phone just a couple times. And then he sent the beat pack. I recorded to one of them. And then after that, it was like, lost touch.
You never tried to reach out to like get him on a song or anything after that?
Nah, because what happened was this is before I was internet savvy. Somehow the song that I did got leaked to the internet. And at that time, he was, I believe, about to sell it to somebody else, and they didn't want to buy it because they just found out that it leaked. And now I didn't hear this from him, but I heard that he was supposedly like, oh no, I'm not working with Royce again because he just fucked up like 15 G's for me. He probably wouldn't remember anything for 15 G's. But at that moment, it was important to him. You know what I mean? So it's just a good time.
About 3 months after this interview, on June 20th, 2020, Royce the 5'9" and Lupe Fiasco got on IG Live to talk to each other. While on there, Royce mentioned that he met up with Kanye in Wyoming to work on the album. But here's a couple of things that Royce had to say about his time out there.
Bro, I just came back from Wyoming.
Who? Oh, you got coronavirus then? How's that going? You just came back from Wyoming?
I just came back from
Eminem's compound?
No. Your boy Kanye's compound.
Wait. Hold up. You broke up because you know your Wi-Fi is trash. What did you say?
Our Wi-Fi is fine, bro.
You said that you came back from Wyoming.
Yeah, I was down there with Ye.
At Eminem's compound? His compound's next to Ye's compound?
I didn't say that. You said that.
Oh, okay. So Eminem's compound.
I said yeah. You keep saying Eminem.
What, Eminem?
I see where you're going here.
Wait, so you was at Ye's compound, this nigga's church, and what happened at Episcopal Baptist Wyoming Missionary Baptist Kanye Church of Church in Jesus, I Am God Christ, 700 nigga got a church made out of Prada. What happened?
No, we just was going over some ideas and shit.
Writing for Kanye?
Nah.
Yes, you was, nigga.
No, what?
Yeah, you was. Any rap that's around Kanye is writing for Kanye. That's just what that is. When you see niggas around Kanye who rap, it's like, oh, that nigga's writing for Kanye.
He had a mic with a cord on it.
Yeah.
And he was talking into it, like laying down like mumbles and shit like that. It's interesting to see different people's process. That's what you was working on? That's my joint.
And that nigga was he was there like maybe one time, and I was like, you know, I'm out.
Yeah, we was vibing like the whole first night. We were just kind of like talking because I don't really know him. You know what I mean? And like, it was just like when I first got there, it was like, so Kanye is out by the fire. He wants you to come out there. We all went out there. He's just standing up, looking. He was just looking at the fire. So I'm like, what up, man? You know, so we give each other the elbow like this, right? Because, you know, it's full COVID warning. Now, mind you, they asked me if I could wear my mask because my COVID test hadn't came back yet. But nobody else had on the mask. So I'm the only one with a mask standing there. And this is my first time seeing him in like 15 years, right? We don't really know each other. So he's looking at the fire. I'm looking at the fire. I'm just like, fire. He like, this is the first invention of man. Like, that's fire. And I was just looking at it. I was just trying to think of a way to make it as deep to me as it was to him. You know, man? Yeah, he was enamored by this fire. So, you know, like I was kind of like cold, and I could see I was the only one that was cold. And then he looked and he was like, "It's cold out here?" I was like, "Hell yeah, it's cold out here." So we turn around and walk away, and I was just like, "What's the purpose of all of this? Like the land? What's about to happen?" And he was like, "I opened up the floodgate. Get the truck, I'll show you." He drove us all around. We went to like another like big ass like garage, and it was just like people with, you know, in front of sewing machines and shoes and hoodies and shirts and all kinds of like sketches on the wall, like storyboards. He was just explaining things, bro. I was just like, I don't know about any of this stuff. He was just like, yo, the Jetsons is the future, but like the Flintstones, it's the now. You know, so if you got water and fire, put the fire in the water, and then, you know, because the floor is elevated, and you have a shuttle come up through the portal. That opens up like a pod, you know, like Elon, and then you got the fire. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty intense.
Kanye deep as fuck, man. He is one of the most creative people, actively creative people that I've ever met, and I always give him his props on that. He's one of the great minds.
He was like, I, you know, because I caught the COVID. I had shit already. I can't even catch it. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, why the fuck am I wearing a mask then, bro? So I just took the mask off, just put it in my pocket. I was like, it was an opportunity for me to add something to the conversation because I didn't know if I was being like distant because I couldn't get a word in. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, man, my dad caught the COVID. And he was driving. He was like, yeah, man, something. Is he okay? I was like, yeah, he's fine. Okay. Yeah, because like I was saying, man, you know what I'm saying? He's a wild nigga.
Yeah, Kanye wild. He wild. He didn't used to be like that though.
It was such like it was like he had a moment where he just really cared, man. He was like talking, he was like, yo, because I'm telling you, Forbes, they ain't want to report the shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't want to put the shit in. Is he okay? Okay. Yeah, because they ain't want to put the billion in there. I had the million and the billion. Then I had the billions and the billions. Then I heard he was gonna summon Preem, but Preem was like, I need to holler at him first, and they were saying he don't talk on phones.
Did you learn something new?
Yeah, I learned that Kanye is exactly in person how he is on TV. Like he doesn't have gears. He doesn't have a gear shifter, bro. He just gets in the car and just throws it in drive and lives life. And it doesn't matter. Interview, studio session, on the phone, you know.
Kanye gonna be that nigga. He gonna be like Howard Hughes. That's who he gonna be, right? And Kanye gonna get to a point where it's just gonna be him in a room with like 80-foot ceilings, right? A big ass fireplace and a box of old cell phones. Like he gonna get all the old time ports, right? Mm-hmm. And he's gonna call niggas, and then instead of him hanging up the phone, he's just gonna throw the phone into the fire. Like that's how that nigga's gonna hang up the phone. That's the trajectory that Ye is on. He gonna be one of them niggas. And I'm not mad at that. I would love for that to be my life. Like, is this Royce? This is Ye. And he only gonna speak to niggas in numbers. He gonna be like #27 85 911 212.
Okay, here we go. Big info dump. So as you may know, back when Kanye was growing up, one of his first jobs was at the Gap store, but he got fired for stealing clothes. He raps about on the song Spaceships off the college dropout.
It's like when I used to work at the Gap, bro, you know?
Now he's forming a partnership with them. On June 26, 2020, Kanye returned to Twitter and announced that in 2021, Yeezy and Gap will be collaborating for a clothing line. Here's a video from back in 2013 when Kanye said he met with them about collaborating, but he couldn't get past the politics.
I went to the Gap and I said, let me try to do something, and I couldn't get past the politics. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I got it. I know it. I can do it. Give me a shot. You know, our first night we sold 83,000 tour merch, you know, in one night. So imagine if you take these type of thoughts and connect it with a corporation like the Gap. You know, it's not that I don't want to be a part. I do want to be a part. I just want a shot to take my perspective, because a lot of people have an opinion, but I've been building a perspective.
Also this tweet from early 2018, and this diss.
I want to see 10 versions of org charts, you know, just in fashion alone. Like, why does H&M work and Zara work? Why does Celine and Givenchy work? Why does the Gap somewhat work? Not really. You guys should call me. Why did the Gap used to work? Shots fired.
Then in another tweet, he listed a whole bunch of his new projects. First saying, Yeezy Gap begins. Mawalola joins as Yeezy Gap design director. Then, Kidsy Ghost cartoon, Murakami and Cudi, which there's now a preview of on YouTube. Then, Jesus King film on Apple, James Terrell, which Kanye exclusively showed at the Jesus King listening parties last year. Then, new shoes, foam runner release made in USA. Then, Jesus King, Dr. Dre version, So I don't know if there's gonna be new songs or just different production. I think there's Kanye's version of a deluxe, since everybody drops an album, then months later or a couple weeks later they'll drop the deluxe to get their numbers back up or get people interested in the project again. I think he's just doing his own spin on it. And finally, for the new album, Wash Us in the Blood video, which is the song that guy was talking about for God's Country, which I guess unless the guy was wrong or unless Kanye didn't change the name again, God's Country is the actual name of the album. A demo of Wash Us in the Blood already leaked, so the official version will probably sound a lot better and a lot different. But we'll see. Hashtag Worst Day Ever. He then tweeted in all caps saying, "I'm sorry, Dr. Dre, I spilled these 3 drops of orange juice mixed with while we were finishing our first project." Alright, so a couple things to point out. One, he's obviously been drinking again. In the Zane Lowe interview, he did state that he was drinking a little bit again after stopping for a while, but now it's fully confirmed. Also, he says him and Dr. Dre finished their first project, which obviously means the Dr. Dre version of Jesus is King. So that could mean Dre is also on God's Country, and or they're working on something completely different, and or plan to work on something in the future. Lastly, he slickly put in his new shoes that released that same day. So a lot of the things on that other tweet have been checked off so far. Now, as far as hashtag Worst Day Ever goes, we've got 5 projects out of 8 from the list that have dropped. So let's see how long it takes for the other ones. Almost forgot to mention, the song Wash Us in the Blood leaked, and it's only a demo version, but if you look at these lyrics, I believe he's using this song and possibly a portion of the album, whether that be the Dr. Dre version of Jesus is King or God's Country. I think this is going to be a song where Kanye makes his political stance as far as everything that's been going on in the past few months. It's going to be wild. If you've been following Snoop Dogg on social media for the past couple years, you might have seen the numerous times he's went at Kanye, mostly for being cool with Trump. Man, he was saying some wild shit about Kanye, about Kim, about Kanye's music. He was going in. Back in 2018, this is how Yandi responded.
I gotta show this to him.
Then Snoop said they were cool. Then like a week later, he went back to dissing him. Now, on June 27th, 2020, Snoop Dogg posted up a video of himself in the studio with Dr. Dre and Kanye, finishing up Jesus is King, Dr. Dre version, and he says the music is hot. Now, is he saying that because he's cool with Dr. Dre, or does he really think it's hot? Guess we'll have to see.
Shit, Pops, I've been getting him home late from work.
He love that 5 Blood.
Well, make sure when you watch it, you call me back. I was like, all right, Pops.
Kanye West got some hot music. Kanye West got some hot shit.
Picture, album cover with Dr. Dre on it, no parental advisory sticker.
Right. That's never happened. 35 years, that's never happened.
Exclusive footage. Shut up.
The first time.
Motherfucker. Kanye West got some hot shit. It's gonna come out.
Sent that to the dog.
Dr. Dre touched it.
You coming through.
Here they come. Here they come.
Now in the background you can hear them discussing how it's going to be an album with Dr. Dre's name on it, but no parental advisory sticker, which means still no cursing. And Dre said that hasn't happened in 35 years. We can barely see what's on Kanye's phone. Let's just say that's possibly the album cover. It looks somewhat similar to the shirt that Travis was wearing when he went to Wyoming, which in itself looks like Kanye's new Twitter profile pic. So we'll see what happens with that. On June 28th, 2020, Kanye had a poster put up at what he says was an old Gap shop that he used to drive by. It has a couple weird messages on it, like him randomly throwing in that he likes Tron, also him not knowing to do with his hands, but something Yeezy Gap related. Alright, here we go. On June 29th, 2020, Kanye teased the official video for his new song, Wash Us in the Blood, while also confirming his new album is called God's Country. So obviously this is different from Jesus King, Dr. Dre mix, so I don't know which one is coming first. I would assume the Dr. Dre mix, but at the same time, he could put God's Country out and then put further interest back in Jesus King for people to go back after the album's out, or do it back to back like he did with Surgical Summer back in 2018, but we'll see. Album coming soon. By the way, the clip that was shown along with the teaser is a woman from Thomas Whitfield's choir who is a gospel composer. Her name is Latira Wooten, and she's performing a song called Nothing But the Blood. Now, if you've never noticed, a lot of the samples that Kanye uses have some type of connection to the actual content of the song. A perfect example is Pusha T's song Infrared off the album Daytona. The song is a diss to Drake, but the sample is a song called I Want to Make Up by the group The 24 Karat Black. Both of these songs are quote-unquote gospel songs, and both have the word blood in it. Maybe the song is sampled, or maybe they're just using the video for this trailer. We'll see. On June 29th, 2020, Kid Cudi posted up a video of Kanye playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at his house. During the video, he mentions Kids See Ghost games, which could then go on to movies and other forms of media. Nothing exactly God's Country related, but it shows they're still cool, and more Kids See Ghosts coming. So there's that.
This is my son's favorite character, Sonic.
Oh, word?
Yeah. But you know, like that Kids See Ghosts, that video game, that's forever, like some Sonic stuff. Like they could go from starting with that to video games to movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the animation style is so dope. It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
It's Jim Carrey's character. Right, I beat him because I was out of rings.
Then the next day, he tweeted out the official artwork for the single and also a link to the merch, saying that the video would premiere the next day at 10 a.m. So the next morning, he tweeted out the link to the video saying, directed by Arthur Jaffa, mixed by Dr. Dre, video premiering now. Now in the video, you know it's got a lot of current stuff going on, from partying and group functions, and this guy over here looking befuddled by everything going on, to us having to wear these respirators, some people catching the to a lot of infighting. We're tearing each other down when we should be lifting each other up. And I don't know what this is. Ye using the force at the Pablo tour. He's got this weird simulated mask on, Ahmaud Arbery, GTA simulation, him parting the Red Sea, and then having a sea of chains. He also talks about mass incarceration and slavery in the song. Some strange, creepy, Yeezus-esque visuals. Also fireworks being shot from both sides. Things burning down. And yeah. From June 27th, 2020 to July 1st, Ty Dolla $ign was posting up a series of pictures with updated artwork for a new song he had coming out. Each new photo he posted revealed a new feature on the song. It started out with just an animated version of himself and 4 other blurred out images. It was eventually revealed to be the song Ego Death, featuring FKA Twigs, Skrillex, Serpent with Feet, and Kanye. The song was actually made back in 2018 around the Yandhi era and was made for Ty Dolla $ign's album. In the song, Kanye addresses people talking and tweeting and typing but not taking any real action, calls out Planned Parenthood and Plan B pills, calls out the NFL, pretty much a, if you woke then wake up kind of verse. Even though the verse is from 2018, this shows Kanye's loosened his grip somewhat on only releasing stuff that's fully gospel inspired, so that is a good sign. Plus, it's a great song. It was reported that on June 26th, 2020, it was reported that Kanye filed a patent for the hashtag that he used, West Day Ever. I'm not even gonna name off all the stuff that this brand would go towards. Look at all this stuff. I think this might be every piece of clothing ever known to man or woman. Or, you know. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody in hip hop keeps the same energy like Kanye. And this reminds me of a reference track he did for Lil Uzi Vert called Come and Go. And he was doing like a little mumble. But in between the mumbles, he said, I overdose and I overpromote. If there was ever something to point to for a definition of overpromote, just point somebody to this. But you know, he making boss moves, so it's whatever. On July 1st, 2020, Kanye posted up a pic of him and Elon Musk with the caption, when you go to your boy's house and you're both wearing orange. Now they're both pretty rich and pretty powerful, so there's obviously something going on here. Shout out to Grimes in the cut. Alright, another info dump. This one's about to get a little strange. On July 4th, 2020, Kanye tweeted out, we must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I am running for President of the United States. 2020 vision. You may recall he first made this announcement back in 2015 at the MTV Awards.
And yes, as you probably could have guessed by this moment, I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
And he restated it on the song Facts from The Life of Pablo. So I just want to point out a couple of things real quick. One, so-called political savvy people have said it's pretty much too late for him to run. Also, someone had mentioned that the only candidate for president named Kanye West in the database at the time was registered under the name Kanye D's Nuts West. The account was made back in 2016, and Kanye actually used this for a line that was supposed to be on the song titled Sky City from Yandhi. The line is, I'm running for Prezi, these nuts on the ballot. So yeah, there's that. Also, side note, someone I guess who was with Kanye or knows Kanye or close to the situation showed a picture of him drinking a bottle of wine. The person said he drank about a bottle and a half in about an hour, and he said that was around the time he tweeted about running for president. So take that what you will. And would you look at that? Elon Musk says, you have my full support. On July 1st, 2020, Joe Budden said on his podcast that he heard from someone whose music taste he holds in high regard that Kanye and Dr. Dre's project is some of the best shit you've ever heard. So, there you go.
I'll give y'all something that I got from someone whose music opinion I do hold in high regard. They said, yo, that Dre and Kanye project is different. When I say different, clearly, I mean probably some of the best shit you've ever heard, and I'm serious. And I said, okay.
Huh.
That was before this leak.
Wasn't really a leak.
Well, that's before the release.
Okay.
Alright, another info dump. From here on out, it's gonna get a little crazy. So here we go. On July 8th, 2020, Kanye for some reason decided to do an interview with Forbes magazine, who he was previously upset about because they told him he wasn't a billionaire, and they made up some new term that he says he believes it was because he wore the red Trump hat. They were just trying to sun him or whatever. I would like to point out, this part is printed, but the actual interview lasted for about 4 hours and was done over the phone. So a majority of these questions and answers don't have the full context. So let's go. To start off, he said he's running under the birthday party because when you win, it's everybody's birthday. He spoke about this back in late 2018.
I'm not particularly left or right. I thought of a name of my party that I would run with. I thought, my party I'm gonna run with. The birthday party.
Birthday. What's the meaning behind it?
I don't know, it's just a joke.
On his natural political party, he says, I would run as a Republican if Trump wasn't there. I would run as an independent if Trump is there. On his previous support for Trump, he says Trump is the closest president we've had in years to allowing God to still be part of the conversation. The only way I can interpret that is saying things have been so bad that people still have faith in God. If he means some other way, I don't know what he's talking about. On his MAGA hat moment, he says one of the main reasons I wore the red hat as a protest to the segregation of votes in the black community. Also, other than the fact that I like the Trump hotels and the saxophones in the lobby. Now that last part is definitely a troll, which is one of the many connections between him and Trump. They're both very good trolls. On his discussions on race with the White House, he says, one time I talked to Jared Kushner, who was saying, quote, we don't have black leaders, we just have hustlers. Why? Because they killed all the black leaders, end quote. On Democrats, he pretty much just talks about how that's a form of racism, how they've been trying to get us to vote for Democrats for years, about how they tried to threaten him into voting for Democrat and telling him his career would be over if he was cool with Trump because he's a black man. He said if God appoints him to be president in 2020, that it will be so, but if it's in 2024, then it will be so. He says he's anti-vaccine and that he's cautious of the cure. He said he feels like they want to put chips inside of us and make it where we can't cross the gates of heaven. He talks about back in 2015 when he decided he was going to tell the world that he was going to run for president at the MTV Awards, which he said he laughed about in the shower. He hasn't developed a policy yet. He's pro-life because the Bible says so. He talks about having compassion for one of the officers that was around at the time of George Floyd's death, talking about how he was a rookie and how he was probably too scared to step up to his superiors, saying Black History Month is torture porn because, you know, they always want to show us some stuff about slavery or some stuff about racism and all that kind of stuff. He reveals he had COVID, which Royce da 5'9" talked about when he was on IG Live with Lupe. He said, quote, chills, shaking in the bed, taking hot showers, looking at videos telling me what I'm supposed to do to get over it. I remember someone had told me Drake had the coronavirus and my response was, Drake can't be sicker than me. Laughs, end quote. He talks about Joe Biden when Biden was talking to Charlemagne and he said if it had to be a thing about you choosing whether you had to vote for Biden or Trump, then you ain't black, which is exactly what Kanye's been fighting against, is people telling us what to do, telling us who to vote for just because we're this or just because we're that. He says he wants to go after the Wakanda management model. And no, he doesn't literally want to make the White House into Wakanda. He just wants to bring more futuristic ideas like they had in the movie Black Panther. During that, he says, there's not going to be some Nipsey Hussle being murdered. We have so many soldiers that die for our freedom of information. So I believe he's saying from that is that a lot of people die for our cause. And I think he's saying that's going to stop, or he wants to stop that. He said they're trying to take God out of school, and he thinks it should be put back in. A lot of his policies are Bible-based, which a lot of people would not agree with. On capital punishment, just like in Wash Us in the Blood, he says, thou shalt not kill, I'm against the death penalty. On his campaign slogan, he says, well, my second album is called Late Registration. He says, my campaign is Kanye West, yes, not yep, not yeah, yes, yes, yes. Let's also have some fun. Let's get past all the racism conversation. Let's empower people with 40 acres and a mule. Let's give some land. That's the plan. And there you have it. And that's pretty much the end of what we got to hear. Take all of it, whatever you will. On July 5th, 2020, Kanye posted up a picture with the caption, Yeezy shelters in process, 2020 vision. He's been trying to get these domes up for a little while now. He had built some on his LA land, but the powers that be got him to take it down. So now he's doing it in Wyoming. This is something that's coming to fruition that he spoke about back in 2018.
Yeezy eventually will be, closer to like a relief company. If there's like a disaster, we're gonna dress, we're gonna bring clothes and water.
Power moves. All right, now back to the music. This is actually very, very exciting. On July 10th, 2020, Kanye posted a pic with the caption, Yeezy Sound Roster Proposal. Now, Yeezy Sound is something Kanye filed a patent for back in 2017. The patent covers a whole bunch of shit, but to name a few, it covers streaming of music, audio, images, video, and other multimedia content. People originally thought he was trying to make his own streaming service, kind of like Jay-Z's Tidal. The only times Kanye has really talked about himself was once back in May 5th, 2018, when he said all music coming out of Yeezy Sound has to ride like the new Tesla. Yeezy Sound is Tesla Radio, yet another connection to Elon Musk. And then about a month after this tweet, when he went and did an interview with Jimmy Kimmel.
I wasn't full Ye. I don't know if I'm full Ye now, or better or worse, whatever, but it was therapeutic just to listen to those songs and sample and go back to being 14 years old in my mom's house. And by the time it was time to do to put the albums out, we have a whole team at Yeezy Sound that will help come and do the drums, help with lyrics, help with choruses, and I'd give like 6, 7 people ideas that I want on the song, and I just go to sleep and just wait for them to get a lot of sleep.
That same day, a man by the name of Ice Gray reposted Kanye's tweet, pretty much confirming that it's a new label, pretty much the new good music. So I don't know if good music's gonna be phased out, or if this is just gonna take its place with the name, or what, but these are the new people. So let's go down the list. Alright, so first up is Abstract Mind State, who's an old school hip-hop group from Chicago. The members consist of EP the Hellcat, and coincidentally, Ice Gray, who I just mentioned. Next up is Sci-Hi, aka Sci-Hi the Prince, who of which back in 2018, when Surgical Summer was still in full effect, he mentioned that Kanye told him that he wanted to do his own 7-song album. That was June 11th, 2018. Then 3 months later, on September 28th, 2018, someone tried to clown Sci-Hi by saying he was never going to get that album out. Sci-Hi responded by mentioning that all the albums that Kanye did with Pusha and Cody and Tiana were done over the course of 2 years, so he felt he deserved that same time to make his masterpiece. Then, on January 9th, 2020, a video was posted of Kanye, Sci-Hi, and a bunch of other people allegedly listening to Sci-Hi's new music. Sci-Hi said they've been working since 2018. It's 2020 now. That's 2 years. It's time. Then, after that, of course he would put himself in the middle of the set. The man himself, Ye, also known as Kanye West, who has a project coming out soon. So I guess whatever the project is will be one of the first Yeezy Sound projects, or I don't know, we'll see. Then, Kanye's cousin, the world famous Tony Williams, who has been featuring on a bunch of Kanye's albums, and he has his own music career, of which he has new music coming out. Then, Clips, a rap group consisting of Pusha T and his older brother, No Malice. They were originally broken up for years, until 2019 when they reunited for the song Use This Gospel off of Jesus is King. So it's good to see Kanye and Pusha are still cool, even past all the Drake stuff. Next up is KC, who on first glance you would probably assume it's Kid Cudi, but more than likely it's KACCYPLUTO, who I brought up earlier in the video, who I'm guessing based on this he's going to be dropping his own projects or whatever. And I believe Kanye brought him into his writing camp, and he's been in Kanye's circle since at least January 2020, so we'll see where that goes. And last but not least, Northwest, who is Kanye's daughter. So yeah, looks like a promising roster. On July 12th, 2020, in celebration of his mother's birthday, Kanye released a snippet of a song called DONDA, which is supposed to be on his new album. The song sounds amazing. I'm going to play a little snippet for you here. It's going to sound really distorted though. You can go look it up yourself. But hopefully he puts this song out, and I got a good feeling he will. By the way, I believe him and Kim were in the Dominican Republic from this little clip of him walking on the beach. Alright, so just real quick, for pretty much all the video up till now, I've been pretty much up to date with everything. Like, as soon as something comes out, I'll cover it within like a day or so. But I've fallen behind by at least like a couple days or at least like a week from here on out. Not that it really matters, but I know everything that's about to start leading up. And trust me, we're about to get into the shit, but the video might be a little different for this next little part, because I know a lot of the information in hindsight. Not that anybody gives a fuck, just want to let it be known. On July 17th, 2020, Kanye posted up a picture of Mount Rushmore with his face added to it. It doesn't exactly look like him, but he's just saying he'll be there one day. On July 18th, 2020, Kanye was posting up a series of pictures of fonts of the alphabet and Roman numerals and 2020 stuff and the White House. Now pay attention to these fonts, because this is going to be very important when it comes to him announcing the album and a lot of stuff he's doing leading up to it. Kanye then tweeted out asking people to sign him up to put him on the ballot in South Carolina for the election. It was also reported that the next day he will be holding a rally in South Carolina. Okay, here we go. So still, on July 18th, 2020, Kanye tweeted and deleted saying, "New album, Donda, coming July 24th, 2020 vision." Now, of course, Donda is his mother's name, who died over a decade ago, which spawned Kanye to make the album 808s and Heartbreak. Here's the track list. First song, Donda. 24, I Feel Terrific, Future Bounce, Keep My Spirit Alive, Lord I Need You, Off the Grid. I don't know what this is. I think it's Grrr. Then In God's Country. Then God's Country, which was the previous album title. So it'll probably be some kind of interlude and then the proper song. Welcome to My Life. Up from the Ashes, which was originally supposed to be on Jesus King. Television. Wash Us in the Blood. Everything. Previously Yandhi song, New Body. Hold the Love. Praise God. Life of the Party. And also previous Yandhi song, Hurricane.